Okay, so we're looking at heart rate training zones and what they are. So we use 4 aerobic heart rate training zones. So we've got a low to moderate aerobic training zone, which is 50% plus max heart rate. Okay, so 50% of your maximum heart rate, mainly for the untrained or sedentary. Sedentary means inactive individuals, and realistic first step to training. So if you haven't done any running before, we would ask somebody to do low to moderate aerobic training, just working at around 50 plus their max heart rate. Then we've got what we call the fitness zone. So the fitness zone is the 60 to 70 zone, of 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate zone, and this is what we call our fat burning zone. So a lot of research says that actually if you run for around between 25 to 30 minutes and you're working at 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, you're going to burn more fat, and this is suitable for most individuals and the next step for intensity. So if you're trying to look at your performance zone, you need to be working in your fitness zone first before you progress. Okay, so the fitness zone is 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. Then we're going to look at the performance zone. So the performance zone is 70 to 80%, and this is kind of like your performance athletes that you look at. So your footballers in pre-season or whatever. So 70 to 80% of your maximum heart rate, and that would see drastic improvements in the cardiovascular aerobic fitness. And it's also referred to as your aerobic training zone. So those for performance-related sports would need to work in this training zone if they're going to be performing at elite level. And then finally we've got what's called performance anaerobic zones. So anaerobic zone often refers to limited or lack of oxygen consumption, and it's between 80 to 90%. So if you think about HIIT training, high intensity interval training, you would potentially be using your anaerobic. So it's 80 to 90% of your maximum heart rate, and it's for very well trained individuals to increase speed, pace and performance. Again, we'd be looking, if we're looking at a footballer or a rugby player, an elite footballer or a rugby player, actually we'd be looking at the combination of both for those, because there are key elements where they need to have a good aerobic endurance, but also they need good anaerobic endurance because it involves that element to their performance.